Hi everyone. I'm just doing some testing before starting, and I will start in 1 minute. Okay? Yeah, okay, everything seems to work. Well, I think it's time. So welcome everyone to this new webinar series in which we are going to learn how to create your own apps without programming. So it doesn't matter if you are not a programmer or a software developer. In these webinars, I'm going to explain how to use this super tool called Mobincube, and it will allow you to create super apps without programming. It's going to be super easy. It's like a drag and drop interface. So I mean, it's super easy, but if you take these lessons, you will master it. Okay, so you will start being an app expert with Mobincube. Okay. So yeah, so I'm not sure if you are already users of Mobincube, but if not, I have to tell you that we have a brand new interface. Okay, so if you have used Mobincube in the past, and maybe you are used to the classic interface, we call it classic interface. Okay, but we have a new one. We used to have a new one, but 2 weeks ago we released a new version of the new interface. So now it's even easier, it works much better, much faster. Okay, so in this webinar series, we are going to focus on the new Mobincube. Okay, so well, you can create. Well, I guess you already have an account, so I don't really need to explain how to create an account. But if you don't have any, you just can click here on the free sign up button. Okay, and here you can just add your email address and a password, and you should always activate communications. Okay, we don't do any spam, but sometimes we just send you emails to inform about new functionalities or about newsletter, about webinars, things like that. Okay, but since I already have an account, I'm going to use my account. Okay, so in this first webinar of our series, I want to explain you how Mobincube works. Okay, so we're not going to go very deep in app building process. I just want to talk about the interface, where are things located, how to do everything on the interface. Okay, and in the next lessons, we will start going deeper in some specifics about Mobincube. Okay, so today it's like getting started. So, okay, let me change this to English. Hmm. I don't know this is not working. Well, anyway, since this is only the classic interface, once you logged in Mobincube, click on the link you'll find here on top. Okay, it says try the new interface. And this one will be in English. Okay. So well, first time you land here in the new interface, you will see this. This is like a shortcut window. Okay, from here you can start creating your own application. You can open an existing one, or you can go to the community. In case you have questions, you can put questions on the community, and someone will answer. Okay, or you can just close this dialog if you want. Okay, so now we have this empty interface. So you only see the top bar here. This is where you will find everything you need to do Mobincube. Okay, so here on the right, you have some things related to your account. Okay, if you click here, you can access, your name, username, address in case you want to have invoices, in case you are a premium user. Okay, uh, you can have your billing details and everything. Okay, but I have to tell you that Mobincube is a free software. Okay, you can use Mobincube for free, and unlimited. Okay, so you can create as many apps as you want, always for free. You can publish them, unlimited downloads, everything is unlimited. Okay, the only thing is that if you do it for free, then your apps will have advertisement inside. Okay, that's the only thing. So in case you want to use Mobincube for commercial purposes, okay, if you want to make money or you want to promote your company, then you will need to go premium. Okay, and well, it's very affordable. It's one of the most economical or most affordable app builders out there. Okay, that doesn't mean that it's I mean, it's not about the quality, it's about being fair. Okay, we always want to have a fair price, and I think having low prices is fair. Okay, because we want you to use the software and learn how to do apps. Okay, so yeah, keep keep watching these webinars and you'll see that it's super easy. It's super it offers a huge flexibility, so you can create your own designs and everything. Okay, because there are a lot of app builders that they just offer some templates, and some of them are good. Okay, and especially they are good if if the app you want to create fits one of their templates. Okay, because in that case it's super fast to create apps with those. Okay, but Mobincube is a different concept. So in Mobincube you have total freedom to put your own components on the screen or your own elements. Okay, sorry, I see a question here on the chat from Fatima. She says, what about the MAU? MAU stands for monthly active user. It is also unlimited in this version. Well, let me explain. So let's go back to the home page. Here we have the pricing. Okay, so yeah, here you have the free version, then the plan S, plan M, plan L. Okay, so yeah, these are prices for outside Spain. Okay, without taxes. Okay, so yeah, in every plan you see here a number of monthly active users. Okay, that means in case you want to make apps for making money, this MAU limit means the number of people you can monetize every month. Okay, so if you have less than 2,000 users in your app, you can monetize them, all of them, with a plan S. Okay, but if you start having more, well, and that number increases every month. Okay, so if you get the plan S, first month you have 2,000, but next month you will have 2,200, I think. Then the second month you will have 2,400. Okay, so every month it will increase in 200. Okay, so we do that so that you don't have to upgrade if your apps start going bigger. Okay, so normally if you start with the plan S or the plan M, okay, I would recommend to start with the plan M and getting a coupon, because if you're new to Mobincube, you have a coupon. Okay, so you can get a better price for the plan M, and then you will have a MAU limit of 7,500. Okay, and in this case, every month you will get an extra 400, I think. Okay, so normally if you start with the M, you might not need in the future to upgrade to a higher plan. Okay, so yeah, so that's basically the what the MAU means. Okay, so if one person opens the app 30 times per month, it only counts as one person. Okay, as one MAU. Okay, so yeah, so let's continue. Okay, so well, I'm going to start a new app. Let's click here on create application. Okay, let me close some things here. I don't know why these are open. Normally you should start only with this. Okay, when you start a new app. So here you have like a mobile phone screen, let's say that. Okay, and then here you have some, we call them panels or windows. Okay, where you have all the things you can drag and drop into your phone, into your app. Okay, and then we have this top menu. Okay, I already talked about these buttons on the right, but here on the left is the most important thing. Okay, here's where we are going to do almost everything. Okay, so for example, if you want to change the icon, you have the icon of your app here on the top corner. Okay, so you click here, and now you can select a new icon for the app. So I think I have some icon here, let's say. Okay, and the icon should be always 512 pixels width and height. It should be a PNG file and without transparency. Okay, it used to be good, or it used to be okay to have transparency on the PNG for the icons in the past, but now Google doesn't allow you to have transparency on the icon. Okay, they will do that job for, I mean, for some phones, they will add rounded corners, things like that. So they will add the transparency, but you should always upload a non-transparent picture. Okay, and it should be 512 times 512 pixels. So you can open it, and now it will be loaded as your icon. Okay, so now we have the icon for our app. Okay. So then we have here the name of the app and the name of the screen. I will talk about the screens later. Okay, so this is the name of our app. We can just change it by click here, and I can say like first lesson, for example. Okay, so this is now the name of my app. Well, then we have some options here. We have the app menu, screen menu, resources, publicate. This is wrong. It should be publish, advertisement, and window. Well, don't trust the text. I think we have to check this text. There are some errors. This is the first version of our new interface. We launched it 2 weeks ago, so now we have to fix this small text. And then we have tools and we have help. Okay, so let's start with the first one, with the app. So here you will find everything related with our app. Okay, like if you want to create a new app, you can just click here on app and then click on new. This will create a new app. Okay, if you want to open an existing app, if you already created your app another day, then you can click on open, and this will open all your apps. Okay, here you can see all your apps in your account. Okay, so this is the one I just created before, so you can just click it and it will open it. Then you have open recent. This is obvious, and then the duplicate. If you want to create a copy, if you finished your app and it's cool, and then you want to create a second app which is similar in terms of design, but you want to change the content, then you can duplicate your app. Click here, it will make a copy of your app. Okay, so this is a new app. Well, it's empty. I don't have anything in my app. That's the reason it's empty. You see, now I have both. Well, you can also delete this app from here. This will delete the app that is open right now. It will ask for confirmation and it will delete it. Okay. Since we don't have any app open, this window will pop up. So I can open the previous app. Then I have this set name. This is the same as clicking here on the name, you'll see. Okay, now I can write. Then we have the set icon, which is the same as clicking on the icon. And then we have the app info, and this is important. Okay, normally when you want to start the app, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Android package name or the Android ID. Let me show you on Google Play. If I go to apps, every single app on Google Play has an ID. You see this one here, this one here, this one here. Okay, so it's not possible to have two apps on Google Play with the same ID. Okay, the ID is a unique identifier. Okay, so you can set the ID for your app. So come here to app, then app info and app ID. So from here you can change the, well, it's not always called app ID. It's for Android, it's called package name for Android, and then the bundle ID for iOS. Okay, you can change it from here, and I would recommend to always change this when you're starting creating your app, okay? Because once you put a name and publish your app on Google Play, then you won't be able to change it in the future, okay? Well, you will be able to change it here on Mobincube, but then you won't be able to update your app on Google Play, okay? So yeah, you can. And one thing is that you should always use like keywords. I mean, if your app is about cooking or vegan recipes, you can use like keywords here like vegan recipes, um, quick or health, for example. Okay, things like that. I mean, you should always use keywords because these keywords will help your app to get a better positioning on Google Play. Okay, so yeah, you should do this first time. First thing you do in your app. Okay, so you set the name and then set the package name. Okay, then you have the certificate and provisioning profile. This is advanced. This is, don't worry about that. This is when we are ready to publish on iOS. So, okay, so we don't need that now. Then we have here this preference, which is the show initials plus. Okay, if you do Mobincube for free, then we will put a small splash when opening the app. It will say app developed with Mobincube. Okay, I think it's fair since it's free. Then let us put some advertisement, right? So you can remove it, but only if you have a plan S, I think, or plan M. I think plan S is okay. Okay. So this is regarding app. Okay. Then we have the second menu, which is screens. Okay. And what's a screen? So, well, basically designing apps with Mobincube or any other technology, basically it's like creating different screens or different pages in your app and then set links from one screen to another, okay, or set connections among your screens. Okay, you can create a main menu, you can create a map screen, you can create a calendar screen, you can create tons of screens, okay, and then you set connections among them. Okay, so basically designing an app is that. Okay, so screens are like pages, something like that. Okay, so well, when you start your app, we always create this main screen. Okay, so there's already one screen created for you. Okay, so it's ready to start adding elements. Okay, these things here are the elements. So you can drag and drop images, text, separators, videos. Okay, you can just drag and drop it here. Okay, so now you are starting adding content. Okay, but this is the main screen. Okay, so from this menu you can do more things like create a new screen. Okay, now we have the main screen and the new screen. Okay, you can, well, open an existing screen. You can make a copy of your screen, the one that is open. Okay, now you have the new screen and the new screen one. And you can delete the current screen. If I click on delete, it will ask for confirmation. Delete. Okay, now I don't, well, it's not here. The thing is that you can see some tabs here. This will let you change from one screen to another quickly. Okay, but it doesn't mean that you only have the screens that you see here in these tabs. Okay, so if you want to see all your screens, you can go here to the window menu and activate the screens menu or the screens window or panel. Okay. Okay, there's a question from Fatima. I have 20 apps with the previous version. I tried beta version 6 months ago with my published apps. I couldn't change all elements with the new version. It's possible now? Yeah, it should be possible. Okay, the thing is that, yeah, 6 months ago we had a beta version of our new interface, but now we have the new interface. Okay, so in last July, if you're used to the old new interface, then you know that it was really buggy. Okay, so a lot of things were not working. Okay, the thing is that we released that new interface, I think it was in April or March, something like that. Okay, but when we started developing that, we used a technology called Backbone because we started developing it in 2017, I think. So that year, we thought that Backbone was going to be like the rock star among the web developer technology. Okay, but then when we opened the new interface to everyone last April, then we realized that that technology was really bad for Mobincube. Okay, so there were a lot of bugs and it was very difficult to fix them. Okay, so last July we decided to remove everything in the new interface and create a new interface from scratch. Okay, so we decided to use a different technology called React Native. Okay, and because it was more solid. So we started from scratch, and in 3 months we finally developed this new interface. Okay, and now it works pretty good. Okay, it has nothing to do with the previous new interface. Okay, so I guess if you open your apps, they should work. Okay, well, there are still some small bugs maybe in the new interface, but now it's super easy to fix them. Okay, so if you see any bug, then just send us an email and we will fix it super fast. Okay, and also the look and feel now is much nicer. I mean, it's even easier to drag and drop elements. You'll see that. Okay, so well, from we open the screens menu or the screens panel. Okay, so here now you have the whole list of your screens. Okay, so you can add a new screen. Well, you can make this bigger so you will get the icons here. Okay, you can just add a new screen from here. Okay, or you can, I mean, you can select some of them and remove them. Okay, the thing is that if you use these icons, then you can do actions for all the selected screens. Okay, but if you use the menu, for example, to delete, this will only delete the, oh no, also the checked screens. Okay, so I didn't say anything. Okay, I thought it was on this. I mean, I thought this was only for the selected screen, but I mean for the open screen. But yeah, anyway, I can remove them. Okay. And there's also a very important thing. You see this one here, this one icon. This means that this is the main screen. Okay. I mean, there's always a main screen. I mean, I'm not talking about the name. You can change this name to menu or wherever. Okay, so the main screen means that that's the screen. I mean, the screen with the one, that's the screen that will be shown first when you open the app. Okay, so in case, I mean, you can have a menu and this can be, for example, some logo, for example. Okay, so in case you want to have a logo of your company as the first screen, you can just select logo and press 1 here. Okay, so the number 1 changes. Okay, now this is the first screen of our app, or the main screen. Well, yeah, it should be the first screen, not the main screen, because normally the main screen is like the main menu or something like that. Okay, so I guess I should have said like the first screen. Okay, then, well, you can clone your screen, you can remove it, or you can add more. Okay, so what else? We have these properties for screens. Okay, we have the set main screen. We have the landscape mode. I mean, it's off, but if you change it, then it will be landscape. Or you can make it portrait again. Okay. Then you have here the anchor. Okay, this is this means, I mean, the anchor means that the current screen, in case it has the anchor active, it means that whenever the user opens this screen, it will go to the navigation history. Okay, so imagine that we have screen 1, screen 2, and screen 3. So you go from screen 1 to screen 2, and then from screen 2 to screen 3. Okay, so if you press back, then it will go to screen 2, right? I mean, that's the normal thing in case all the screens go to the navigation history. Okay, but if in case you want to remove screen 2 from the history, or to avoid screen 2 to stay in the navigation history, you could remove the anchor to screen 2. Okay, so in that case, if you are in screen 3 and press back, it will go directly to screen 1 because I mean, the app won't find the screen 2 on the navigation history. Okay, and then we have the timer. Okay, so timers are actions that we want to happen after opening one screen. Okay, so in case we put, for example, if this is, I mean, if we want the first screen to be a logo of our company, we could put an image here, and then in case we want to, after 3 seconds, to go to the menu, you could do here like adding a timer, and you can put here like 3 seconds, and then set an action. Okay, and actions basically are the things that change the behavior of the apps. Okay, so actions are behaviors. Okay, so you can tell the app to do something. Okay, in case the user taps on an image, you can make the app to do something like go to a different screen or play a sound, things like that. Okay, so you can use actions on click event, so if someone clicks something, but you can also set actions on timers. Okay, so every time one screen is open, you can set an action. For example, after 3 seconds, do something here for like open screen, and then select screen. So I'm going to select menu. Okay, so this means that when the first screen, the logo screen, is open, then wait 3 seconds, and then open another screen. So it will navigate to the next screen. Okay. So, well, we have more actions, but yeah, I can talk about them. I mean, just let me tell you about these actions, but very quick, only so you can get an idea of things you can do with Mobincube. Okay. So basically, you can go back to the previous screen. You can use the browse action to open the internet browser with some URL. You can make a phone call. You can download some file from a server. Well, this is not useful. The end it used to be useful in the past. Okay, end is for finishing the app. Okay, for quitting the app. But this is not legal for Apple. Okay, if you try to do the end action, then you won't be able to publish your app on iTunes. Okay, because Apple doesn't want you to have an exit button on your app. Okay, you have to force the user to click on the iPhone button. Okay, then we have the interstitial, which is for showing a full screen advertisement. We have, well, the no action and nothing. They do nothing basically. We have the open screen, which is for going to a different screen. We have the play action, which is for playing a sound. The player action, which is for playing a stream, an audio stream or a video stream. I mean, this action will open the multimedia player of your phone, and it will play some streaming. Okay, then you have the privacy action, which is for showing the privacy policies of your app. Okay, normally they will appear at the beginning of your app. Okay, first time the user opens your app, he will see or she will see dialog with the terms and conditions, and the user will have to accept it. Okay, then we have the purchase, which is in case we want to sell things in the app, like digital content, or if we want to let the user remove advertisement in the app, or in case we want to sell access to some content in our app, we can use the purchase function. We have the request, which is for sending an HTTP request to a server. We have the route, which is for opening Google Maps and center it in some specific point. We have the set, which is a bit more advanced. This is for storing information inside the app, so we can use it later, okay, or tomorrow. We have share, which is for sharing content with other apps like WhatsApp or Facebook, things like that. And stop, which is for stopping a sound. And track, which is for tracking a Google Analytics event. Okay. So yeah, now we have the open menu, and that's it. Okay. Well, then we have, I think that's everything for screens. Okay, then we have the resources. This is also an important part of Mobincube. Okay, so basically here is where the local resources, this will open the resource manager. Okay, so from here is where we are going to handle or manage all the files in our app. Okay, all the images, all the MP3 files, MP4 files for videos, I mean zip files, PDF files. Okay, from here you can put all the content. Okay, so basically you just need to drag and drop it. Let me, I think I have some content. Yeah, this one can be good, I think. Yeah, I have some pictures. You can just drag and drop it here. Okay, so now I have 3 images in my resource manager. Okay, so now I can use them anywhere in my app. So for example, if I drag and drop an image to my phone, to my app, now I have here my image. And now, I mean, have you seen this panel appearing? Okay, this is because I'm editing some element. So whenever you are editing one element, in case this properties panel is closed, it will open. Okay. So from here, for example, you can select an image. So, well, when we drop the image, we are dropping an image element, not an image per se. Okay, now we have to select the file for that image element. So click here on select, and you can select any. Okay, and then we can find some properties here. Okay, I mean, if we are editing this element, I mean, if you click outside, it will stop editing your element. Now we are not editing this image. Okay, we are just editing the screen, yeah, the background. Okay, we can change the background color for our screen or the background image. Okay, this will open again this, and I'm not sure if, I think I have some background images. Not here. Maybe here. Yeah. Just select it. Okay, now I have my background image, you see? So if you want to start editing one element that you already have on the screen, you just need to click on it, and then you will see here its properties. Okay, so you can change the width, you can change the alignment, or you can change the background color. Okay, well, this is an image, but it's transparent. I mean, it has a transparent background, so I can change the background color. And also, yeah, okay, for example. And yeah, and let me give you some advice about the width. Okay, how we measure width on elements. Okay, we don't, I mean, you don't put pixels on it or anything. I mean, we always use percentage. So if you use 100%, this means that the image or the element will take, I mean, the whole space. Okay, I mean this image is contained in a container, which is the screen. Okay, so basically the width of the element is a percentage of the width of its container. Okay, so if it's 50%, it means half of the container. Okay, you see, it's half of the screen. Okay, but anyway, we will come to that later. Okay, let me finish with the resource and everything. Okay, so from here you can also use Unsplash. I'm not sure if you know what Unsplash is. So basically, Unsplash.com is a website where you can find thousands and hundreds, or I'm not sure if millions, but I mean a lot. Okay, so you can, and they are free and royalty free, so you can use them in your app. Okay, so we have integrated this here, so you can check for everything like nature, and you will get images. Okay, well, this is, I mean, you won't get all the images from Unsplash, but well, I guess you will get a lot. You can, I mean, you can select one and now click the plus button, so it will be added to your local resources. Okay, so now you can use it. I mean, if you drag an image, you can use that one. Okay, so well, then we have bars. I will talk about that, and the cloud. From here you can open the cloud, but I think you need, I'm not sure if it is the same user and password, but basically the cloud, it's a tool that we provide to manage the remote content of your app. Okay, and what is that? So let me go back to the local resources. Okay, so basically when you create apps, there's an important decision you have to take. It's how you want, or where you want your resources to be stored. Okay, so basically you see all of them are offline. This means that when you build your app, I mean, when you publish your app, we will generate the app and we will put inside the app all the resources that are offline. Okay, so they will always be inside the app. So if you are using an image on one screen and that image is offline, this means that the image is already there. So when the screen needs the image, it will open it and show it. Okay, and that's going to be super fast. So yeah, so if you only use offline images, navigating through the app, it's going to be super cool, super fast. Okay, so the user experience is going to be good. Okay, and I mean, you can even use the app in a mountain. Okay, I mean, if you don't have any mobile service, no internet connection, then you will be still able to use the app because all the content will be inside the app. Okay, so you don't need to connect with a server. Okay, but this also has a problem. I mean, if you only have offline content and you want to update or change one image, you will need to come to Mobincube, change the image. You can click here and click on edit and then upload a new image from your computer. Okay, it will replace the image. So for example, I think I have, for example, this vibrate image. I changed the content of the image. Okay, so now if I want my users to see this image, if you come here, well, it didn't refresh, but let me open it again. Okay, I'm going to write it down so that I remember. Okay, and I mean, it should have refreshed the image, but I will tell our team. Okay, so the thing now, I changed the image. So if I want my users to see this image, I need to republish my app and submit an update to Google Play and hope that my users will install the update. Okay, which is not always sure. So that's the problem with offline images. Okay, so if you want to change the content of your app frequently, you will need to use online content instead. Okay, so you will need to put your images or text in a server so that the app won't include those images inside. I mean, the app will only remember the URL for those images. Okay, so every time the user opens a screen that has an online image, it will get the URL and then it will try to download the image. And once the image is downloaded, it will show it. Okay, so that's useful in case you want to change the image frequently. Okay, because you can just change the file in your server and the app will always download the last version of your file. Okay, so next time the users open the app, it will download the updated version of the image. Okay, so that's the cool part of that. And it's also good because your app will be smaller, which is always good to publish apps that are, that they are not super, a big amount of megabytes, okay, because there are no images inside the app, okay. But there are two problems with the online content, okay. First problem is the user experience is going to be worse because every time you open a screen, it will download the image. Okay, so it might take 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds to show all the content in that screen. Okay, so the navigation through the app is going to be slower. Okay, and also if you put online content, then there's a requirement that only users with an internet connection on their phones will be able to use the app. Okay, so there are pros and cons for each one of these solutions. Okay, so you have to just decide which is better for your app. Okay, so from here, if you want to upload an online image, you can click here and upload from URL. Let me check. Let me find an image. I don't know, like nature image. Okay, let's see if this is an, well, you see this is an splash. But I'm looking for just a PNG or a JPEG file. Let me check. Yeah, this is a JPEG. So let me find the URL and let's check if, no, it's too long. I don't like it. Let me find another one. Maybe this one. Too long again. They're always too big. Let's find dog. It's easier. Yeah, maybe this one. No, this is a video, so no. Okay. I'm just looking for a URL to a JPEG file. But I don't know. Oh, maybe I have to just open it. No. Let's check again. Wow. Normally, second image I try, I get a URL to a JPEG, but I don't know what's happening. Maybe Google changed something. Okay, let's see if I can get from here. No? Ah, okay. I'm using the URL of the link, not the image. Yeah, this one. Sorry, my bad. Okay, now I have a JPEG URL. Okay. So from here I can use upload from URL, put an URL here and accept. Okay, now you see the difference. It says online. Okay, this means that the app will only keep the URL inside, not the image. So I can edit this image, select image, and use this resource. Okay, when editing the app, I will see the image. So, it looks like the same, but it's going to be different in our app. Okay, it's going to load this image every time I access this screen. Okay. So, well, that's all about local resources. Then we have the publish. We have to change this text. Okay, this is once we are done developing our app and we're ready to publish. Okay, well, normally you should always try first in your mobile phone. Okay, well, especially if you have an Android device. Okay, because you see this mobile screen here, this is an emulator. Okay, so the things you put here are not exactly the same size as they will be in your app or on your real phone. Okay, so before making your app public, just always try a demo. Okay, so from here you can generate a demo. Okay, so this demo, I mean, if you click here, it will take like 3 minutes maybe, or something like that. And after these 3 minutes, you will get a QR code so you can install the app in your device. Okay, but that's only for you. You can, I mean, you shouldn't get that app and try to distribute that app. Okay, because after I think 1 hour or one download, I mean, it won't be valid again. Okay, so this is only for you to check in your phone. So once you I mean, if you check and there's something that you don't like, you can just go back to Mobincube. You can close this window, by the way. You will see this notification here when the demo is ready. Okay, but if you don't like something that you saw in your phone, you can make any changes on Mobincube and then go back to demo and try to request a new demo. Okay, well, this one has to be finished before requesting a new one, by the way. Okay, so imagine that everything is good, and after some testing you like finally the way it looks, then you can now make a version. Okay, this means that if you click on publish version, then after 3 minutes, anyone with this QR code or with the URL will be able to download your app, okay, with unlimited downloads. Okay, so yeah, every time you need to make an update of your app, you can do changes and publish a new version. Okay, so well, that's the whole cycle of creating an app. Okay, so we created a new app, we added screens, we added content to those screens, we added resources, and then we publish our app. Okay, that's the whole circle for for creating apps. Okay, then we have this menu, advertisement. This is in case you want to make money with your apps. Okay, so if you are done with your app, before publishing it, you should monetize your app. There are some ad networks. We will talk about that in maybe next month. Okay, once you know how to use Mobincube and you're experts, then we will talk about how to make money out from your app. Okay, so basically from here you can configure all the ad networks you can use on Mobincube, like AdMob. This is the main one, by the way. Okay, so you put all the configuration from your AdMob account here, and then you will be able to make money with your app. Okay, and we will talk about that. Then we have the window. This is for opening and closing these panels. Okay, and then we have tools, which this is like, from here we recommend like third-party tools that will help you improve, not improve your app, but I mean add like additional stuff. Okay, for example, if you want to send push notifications with Firebase, okay, you can access from here. Okay, if you want to use Castor.io, which is something like Dropbox but more simple, okay, you can use this for remote content. Okay, if you don't want to use the Mobincube cloud, you can use Castor.io. Okay, and it works very good for remote resources. Okay, because it has some things that are more appropriate for Mobincube than Dropbox. Okay, so one of the good things of Castor.io is that you can upload a resource like an image, and if you want to change that image in the future, you can change the image, but it will keep the same URL. Okay, so I mean, I talked about remote resources before. So yeah, the thing is that the URL will be always the same inside the app. So you can change the content on Castor.io, but keeping the same URL. Okay, so that will make your app still work. Okay, but if you try to do that with Dropbox or Google Drive, you won't be able to do that. Okay, well, then we recommend some other tools like Sensor Tower. I mean, we will keep adding more tools here. Okay, the ones that we believe that are useful for you. Okay, normally most of these tools like App Annie or Sensor Tower, these are for after you publish your app. They are for getting analytics for your app. Okay. Well, yeah, so basically that's for tools. Okay, So yeah, that should be the whole interface of Mobincube. Okay, so yeah, and now the time we have left for this webinar, I want to start talking about the edition. Okay, now you know all the options here on top, so let's keep editing a little bit our screen. Okay, I showed you how to drag and drop images. Okay, but there's another way. I mean, if you have images in your computer, with the new interface, you will see this super cool feature. Okay, you can just take some image from your computer. I think, okay, for example, this one. Okay, you can just drag and drop your image, not to the resource manager, but directly to the screen. Okay, you see? So if you drop an image here, it will add an image element, and then it added my image here to the resource manager. Okay, so that's super cool. Okay, what else? So, well, here we have our screen. So normally screens, yeah, our demo is generated. Okay, so when you put content in your screen, it's always distributed from top to bottom. Okay, so it's a vertical stack. So if I add some text here, you can decide where to put your text, but it's always one below the other. Okay, so for example, this is a sample text. Okay, so the thing is, it's always, even if you have enough space, for example, imagine that this image is small and this one is also small. Okay, even if it's space, if there's space to put it next to the first icon, it will always go below. Okay, this is a vertical stack. Okay, so in case you want to create like an horizontal stack, you have to drag and drop a row. You see this element? You can just place your row here or anywhere. Okay, and now here we have a row. And now you have to add columns or cells. So drag and drop a column inside your row. Okay, so now here we have a column. Okay, so when you start creating things with columns and rows, you should always check this window and content tree, because from here you can see, or you can have a better perspective of your app, of your screen. Okay, here you have all the elements. Okay, so in case you are starting nesting your components or your elements like with rows, from here it's always easier to have a better view. So now you see that you have a row, then you have a column inside, and then something. It's empty, but it's here. So if you select your row from here, now you see the properties of your row. So you can change the background, for example, of your row. Let's use some color that we can see easily. Okay, so now we have our whole row, which is green, and the row is 100%. This means it takes the whole space, the whole width of its container, which is the screen. Okay, but inside this row, we only have one column. If we click here, now we have the properties of this column or this cell. Maybe we should call it cell instead of column. Okay. Well, column makes sense as well, because the thing is that a column, it's also a vertical stack. Okay, so we can add images here inside the column. You see, now it takes the whole space. Let me add some icon here. Okay, now I have this icon, and let's check this. Select the column. I'm going to change the color of the column, okay, to, let's say, red. Okay, and then inside the column we have an image. But check this, the column is 50%. The width of the column is 50%. Okay, this means that it will take 50%, like half of the width of its container. And now the container is not the screen. The container is the row. Okay, so if I select the row and make the row smaller, like let's say 50%, you see? It's always proportional because now the row is 50% of the screen, but the column is 50% of the row. And now I can even make this image like 50% of its container. And the container is not the row. Now the container is the column. Okay, so now the image is half of the width of the column. Okay, so now I can take the whole row, put it on the center. Okay, and I could also take like my image and put, now it's on the left of the container. I can put it on the middle or in the center. Okay. Well, I told you that a column is also a vertical stack, so I can add some text. I try here, you see inside the, so you can put it here and my t-shirt, for example. Okay, and I can have this text aligned to the center, for example. Okay, so basically this is the way you can put content next to the other. Okay, so you can have vertical stacks and horizontal stacks. Okay, and well, now in this row we only have one column, but you can add more columns to the row. So you can add them here or you can add them here. Okay, so now this row is also 50%, but I can make it like 25% and make it solid, like blue. Okay, there's something wrong. Every time I change the color, I see the notification. I will tell Carlos. Okay, and now I can add images. Well, I can add it here or I can add it here to the other column. Okay, now I can use this one. You see? So basically, this is the whole idea for designing screens on Mobincube. Okay, you can add content and you can change the positioning. Okay, so you have a huge, only with this is very simple, but it offers a huge freedom for you to create your own designs. Okay, so well, basically all the elements that you have here, or most of them, yeah, not this one and not this one, but all the others are, you can call it like atomic elements. This means that you can add these elements in the same screen, okay? But then you have other type of elements. Well, I don't want to make this screen. Let me add a new screen. Okay, imagine that I have my image, for example, this icon. Okay, now I have this image and I have some text, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so there are some elements here that will need to take the whole screen. Okay, for example, if you want to put maybe a loader screen, you can drag and drop it. And it will say loader elements require the whole screen space. So you will lose the current content of this screen. Okay, so if you continue, all the content will be removed and the new component or the new element will take the whole screen. Okay, yeah, I think this one is wrong, but anyway. Okay, now I don't know why it stays here in the top corner. Okay, and it's also in the opposite direction. If you try to add an atomic element like an image, it will tell you that well, this message is wrong. I mean, image elements doesn't require the whole screen, but the thing is that you cannot have a full screen element if you try to add an atomic element. So if you click on yes, the whole other element will be removed, and now we have the image here. Okay. Well, by the way, if you want to remove one element from the screen, you can just drag and drop it outside. Okay, and that's easy. So what else? Okay, and I think the last thing I want to talk about today is how to create bars. Okay, so if you see when I start moving some element, have you realized that we have like 3 separated areas on the screen? I'm still pressing the button, by the way, the mouse button. So you see this space here, and now look on the top that you see this create new bar message, or you can just drop it anywhere inside. This is the body of your screen where you put the main content, or you have this bar space here that says create a new bar. Okay, so the thing is that if I drop the image here, it will create a new bar. Okay, you see this now in the content tree. I see the main content, and now I see space for the bars. I see top bars and bottom bars. Okay, and what's a bar? So basically bars are when you want to have some header in your screen or some footer in your screen. Bars are content that it will stick there. Okay, so if I select an image, I can, let me check this image. I think I have one bar-like image. I think it's here. Yeah, this one. Okay, I'm going to drop it and use it. Okay, so this is my image, which is horizontal, and I don't know what happens with my computer. Okay, let me close this and open. I think my mouse, I don't know. Yeah, something's weird. Oh, yeah, I know what, yeah, I did wrong. Okay, yeah. The thing is that I didn't realize I wasn't selecting the image for my bar. I mean, I didn't have my image selected, so I was just changing the background image. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so now if I click here on the image, now I can change the bar image. Okay, my mistake. Okay, so now I have this bar. Let me make these elements bigger, and also this one. Okay, so now you see that I have some scroll, but the bar is always there. Okay, so the bar doesn't move with the scroll. Okay, so only the main content will scroll up and down if there's no space. Okay, so, well, this is a bar. Now you see that this icon is active. So if I go to a different screen, like to the menu, well, this is the image I had before. Let me change and put something here. So now I can create a new bar. If I drag a new image, I can create a new bar. Okay, or I can drag and drop, sorry, one of the bars I already have. Okay, so bars are not are not associated with a single screen. Okay, so bars are global to the app, so I can use the same bar in different screens. Okay, so if I click here on bar, I cannot drop the bar here now on the main content because this is a bar, but I can drop it here or here. So now I can select my bars. Well, I guess I created another one. Okay, so this is the same bar, you see? So if I decide to change my image in this bar, like this, okay? So I'm changing this image for the bar, but not only for this screen. So if I go to the menu screen, you see that my bar has the real image in that bar, okay? So that's important. So, well, if you want to remove a bar, I mean, there are two different ideas for removing a bar. You can remove a bar from my screen, like you can just take the image. I'm not sure if this will work. There was an error this week. I think they fixed it. So if you drop your bar, the whole bar here, it will disappear from the screen. Okay, but if you go here, the bar is still here. Okay, so I didn't remove the bar from everywhere. Okay, I cannot. Yeah, let me change. Okay, the thing is that since this was an online image, it was like this source URL. So if you want to select an image from the resource manager, you have to select resource and then select image and then select the bar. Okay. Okay, so that's only for removing a bar from my current screen. If you want to remove a bar forever, you have to go to resources, then bars, and here you see all the bars. So you can pick one bar and click on remove. Okay, and of course, if in case I was using this bar in some screen, it will remove the bar from all the screens. Okay, I think something's wrong because, well, I think I really never created this bar, so maybe it was created by mistake. So now deleting it is causing something not going good. Okay, let me close it. And I'm going to close the app and reopen it and see what happens with the bar. Yeah, something's wrong with this bar, but okay, anyway, I can just leave it there. Okay. And by the way, you can, if you have content here, for example, imagine that I have this whole row. You can take the whole row from here and create a new bar. You can just drop it here. So it will create a new bar. Right. Okay. And just, wow. Oh, it created a new bar, but my row is here. I don't know why. So, okay, now. Yeah, it's supposed to be here, but I don't know why it didn't move it. Okay, maybe this is a small bug. Let me open it again. Yeah, I think my previous bar did something wrong to this app. Okay. Okay, yeah, I need to tell Carlos, which is the manager for the whole interface, that something happened with the bars. Okay. Well, now it's here. Sometimes you can fix, I mean, all these things. If you see something weird, you can just close the app and reopen it. You see now it's fixed. Okay. But anyway, I will tell him to fix this. Okay. Now it's more difficult to break your app. Okay. In the past with Mobincube, there were some situations that your app could be broken. Okay. But now normally you close the app and open it and it's easier. Okay. So yeah, I think this is good for today, right? Well, I wanted to talk about the whole new interface so that you can see that it's much easier to use, and I think it's like a self-learning interface. Okay, so basically everything makes sense. Okay, if you want to open a new screen or create a new screen, you see on top and you see these screens, so you know that it's there. Okay, so we wanted to create this interface much more intuitive. Okay, I think we did it. Okay, so yeah, and for the first webinar, I think this is all you need to know to get started with Mobincube. Okay, so now you know all the options here. You know about drag and drop elements. You know some the difference between remote content and offline content. You know how to manage elements, how to create bars, how sizes work, things like that. Okay, so yeah, and so I really think this is good for today. Okay, it was 1 hour and 10 minutes, which is good. Okay, I hope you found useful this webinar. So if you found this easy, then believe me, you will be able to create your app with Mobincube. I mean, we will next webinars, we will start talking about more complex things like databases, things like that. But I mean, if you go slow and you practice, I mean, the most important thing is to practice. So if you practice, then you will realize that Mobincube, it's super easy to build your own apps. Okay, and the great thing is that with Mobincube, as I said at the beginning, you can create your own designs, and this is very important because now Google Play is getting super picky with apps that look the same. Okay, so if you try to create apps with some app builders out there, I mean, they use templates, but then all the apps look the same. Okay, so now Google Play is fighting against that. So that's one of the good points of Mobincube. Okay, so the thing is that you can create your own designs so that two apps never look the same. Okay, so yeah, so that's all for today. And next week I will talk more about how to connect screens. Okay, we will see in the new interface how to create different menus, how to connect one screen with another, how to make connections, how to create menus in different ways. We will see different ways to create menus. I mean, more visual menus and more textual menus. Okay, and that will be next week. I'm not sure if Thursday will be always the day. Okay, I have to think about it. But yeah, but I mean, I will let you know. I will try on Monday to prepare the webinar. I mean, to put it on YouTube channel. Okay, so I mean, I hope to do it on Monday. So I'm not sure if it will be the webinar on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, but I'll try to know that on Monday already. Okay, so well, if you want to be informed, please subscribe to this channel, so you will get a notification every time I publish a new webinar. Okay, so yeah, thank you for being here this hour and a quarter. Okay, and I hope to see you in the next one. Okay, it was a pleasure to share these moments with you. And also thank you very much to the viewers of this video on YouTube, not live, but you know, tomorrow and maybe next week. Okay, I know we normally get a lot of views from the recorded webinars, normally more people than the people attending the webinar in real time. So also thank you for watching this video not live. Okay, yeah, again, thank you, and bye everyone. Bye Fatima. Bye.